March 9, 2023. Tak Chun trial, verdict set for April 21. The prosecution claimed over 80 counts of organized crime, illicit gambling activities, fraud and money laundering against Macau junket tycoon Levo Chan Wang Lin were highly proven, while the defense retorted the former boss of the now-defunct junket operator Tak Chun Group should be acquitted of all charges due to a lack of evidence. Both sides made the remarks in their closing arguments on Wednesday, March 8, 2023, at the Macau Court of First Instance. Following the end of their concluding arguments, Lai MNA, the presiding judge in the trial, decided that the verdict for the case will be announced on April 21. Mr. Chan also spoke in the Wednesday session for the last time before the verdict, stressing Tak Chun was not a criminal syndicate and pleading innocence for himself and his former staffers. Mr. Chan and 8 other defendants, mostly senior executives of Tak Chun, were charged with the respective crimes of organized crime, illicit gambling activities, fraud and money laundering, but the prosecution proposed on Wednesday dropping the sole charge of loan sharking against 2 defendants, Li Mangsing and Tan Gui Chang, due to legal technicality. Presenting the closing argument, prosecutor Lai Yu-ho stressed Mr. Chan controlled a criminal syndicate, assisted by 6 other defendants, to undertake under-the-table betting operations in Macau, proxy betting and money laundering in a long-run and stable manner. These constitute to organized crime, he added. According to the indictment, the criminal syndicate led by Mr. Chan was accused of operating under-the-table betting, also known as multiplier betting, to avoid gaming revenue tax between 2014 and early 2020. And recorded illicit profits of at least 1.5 billion Hong Kong dollars, $191.1 million US. Seeking compensations. Concerning the charges of under-the-table betting and fraud, another prosecutor Tam I Kwan pinpointed on Wednesday that the Chan syndicate deliberately breached contracts between Tak Chun and the city's gaming concessionaires to run under-the-table betting. The syndicate deceived both the government and the gaming operators, which knew nothing about the under-the-table bets, resulting in the gaming operators failing to report the accurate gambling volume and the government receiving less gaming revenue tax, Ms. Tam said. Both the prosecution and legal counsels of the 5 gaming operators, all the Macau gaming concessionaires except Melco Resorts and Entertainment, are complainants in the case, asked the court on Wednesday to rule in favor of their compensation claims against Mr. Chan and others due to under-the-table betting. The indictment said such activities defrauded the Macau government 575.2 million Hong Kong dollars in gaming tax and at least 135 million Hong Kong dollars for the 5 gaming concessionaires. But Cheong Tak Fat, the lawyer for Win Macau, argued on Wednesday the compensation of 48.25 million Hong Kong dollars stated in the indictment for the operator was inaccurate, but he did not immediately clarify how much Win asked for. Lack of evidence. In contrast, lawyer Leon Han Man, who represents the Tak Chun boss, said in his closing remark that there was a lack of evidence proving the charges against Mr. Chan. No former Tak Chun employees, who testified in the trial in the past 2 months and more, claimed they were directly involved in the under-the-table betting operation, and their claims about Tak Chun running such operation were only based on hearsay and their personal judgment, the lawyer argued. He also lamented on Wednesday that the charges against his client were only based on paper documents, and the Judiciary Police, PJ, did not pay visits to the casinos where under-the-table betting were alleged to have taken place or did not try to verify the identity of any involved gamblers. Among over 3,400 under-the-table bets alleged in the paper documents, the police and the prosecution only proved 5 bets with other supporting evidence, Mr. Leon claimed. It has not been truly proven whether such betting activities really took place, he added. There is also no reason to believe Tak Chun carried out these illicit activities as it had stable and considerable income, Mr. Leon also said, adding the now-defunct junket had recorded a total of over 30 billion Hong Kong dollars in revenue throughout the past. The lawyer stated under-the-table betting had existed in Macau for years and the officials of the gaming industry regulator, Gaming Inspection and Coordination Bureau, DICJ, had also testified in the trial it's difficult to prove whether such betting took place. Lawyer Ai Linji, who represents defendant and former Tak Chun executive Sherry Wong Pui Kang, also criticized the government and the gaming operators in his closing argument. The DICJ officials dared to make claims that they did not see under-the-table betting occur in Macau, while the gaming concessionaires also claimed they knew nothing and were defrauded, he shaded. Jurisdiction. Regarding proxy betting, prosecutor Tamai Kwan pointed out although the betting took place in casinos in the Philippines, some stages of such activities such as capital transfers between gamblers and Tak Chun occurred in Macau. So Macau has jurisdiction over the matter, she said, adding Mr. Chun controlled the syndicate and utilized resources of Tak Chun to operate proxy betting. The prosecutor also claimed the illicit gains of the syndicate were mixed with the legal gains of Tak Chun, which were transferred from the bank accounts of junkets to the ones of Mr. Chan. The police found a total of 3.2 billion Hong Kong dollars was transferred from Tak Chun to the junket boss over the years, she added. In rebuttal, Mr. Leong said in his closing remark that the government had never stated clearly proxy betting was illegal in the city. How could Tak Chun know this activity is illegal? The lawyer questioned. Meanwhile, the prosecution requested that all the assets of Tak Chun seized and frozen by the court should be used for compensations for the government and gaming operators if the defendants were found guilty. Mr. Chan faces 83 counts of different charges, including 1 count of holding a leadership role in a criminal syndicate, 39 counts of running illegal gambling activities in local licensed venues, under-the-table betting, 33 counts of fraud, 8 counts of attempted fraud, 1 count of illegal gambling activities, proxy betting, and 1 count of money laundering. Thank you for listening. This news is brought to you by mpluslivetv and Macau News Agency. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook.